Greetings and welcome to Prosperous Universe. In the previous episode we set up a whole bunch of production ahead of me going away for a couple of days, or 24 hours roughly. It's all done and everything's been produced, and I've now got back and I'm looking at all the things, and we are now running a little bit short on production queues. So we need to start making some stuff up. So let's get started straight away by starting you up and give you some more stuff to do. Now I have picked up a little bit of iron and limestone from somebody in the organisation, so let's get some of that up and running. Now, should we go with BSE or BBH? You know what, we have a lot more limestone than we do iron. Can I make 4 BSE? We can, okay. Alright, make me 4 BSE. That'll use about... It'll use up all of our iron, but only a small amount of our limestone. In fact, quick question. That's the wrong form. Quick question. In the market... Pre-jobs. Actually, we'll do it from the... We can actually do that for the sales. Sales, much easier. So, the BSE... You're running quite low right now, whereas the BBH is running quite high. Go away. I keep tabbing to the screen. I was looking for a new planet to pick a potential second base on in the future, but I've found a couple of ones I like the look of. We just need some materials, and the materials I don't have access to right now, and some of them no one's making right now, so they're just for future, keep an eye on sort of things. But one is being made. I just need to find a supplier, and also the cash to buy the stuff. So we got stuff to do. Okay, so let's go and look at the production, and we'll switch over to BBH. We can't make as much BBH because we're going to make 2, but I feel they're worth more right now. 2 BBH, please. Bloop. There we go. It's always worth popping down a couple of BDEs. People always seem to want them, so let's pop a few of those down. Let's give it a day's worth of production, shall we? 4? Yeah. There we go. That gives us a couple of little bits of production right there. That'll keep us going for a while. Actually, how much are we going to use on the BD? Oh, we've got loads of that. Loads of it available. We've got 1,298 in stock and 1,000 on the market for sale, so technically we've got 2,298. Okay. Food processor in 3 days. You're going to be done in 3 days. However, will you be done? 1 day 8 hours. 1 day 1 hour. So 1 day 9 hours. 2 days 9 hours. It's just short of 3 days. We'll say 3 days 9 hours just for rounding, because that's the round up, and I don't know what the hours on that are. So 3 days 9 hours plus the 4 there. So it's going to be over that. So we're going to need a little bit more waiting for making any more rations. So let's get you making. We don't have anything else to pop out just yet, so we should get you to make a little bit of drinking water while we're waiting. Now our water supply is at 41. They're going to need 10 each. We're still making stuff every so often, so I'm just going to ask you to make yeah, 7 hours should be enough for us to be able to start pumping out more rations. We can sell some of those when we're done. I want to keep enough rations around and drinking water and stuff for 10 days supply, and then anything over 10 days supply gets sold. That's the plan. So it's 120 right now, so I've sold some drinking water. The rations we're holding out, we've got 3 days worth of rations, which is enough for that to complete. PWO is at 10 days already, well just shy of 10 days, about 9.9 days or something like that. So we're good on the important stuff, and overall 0. Okay. So we're good on them. It's just the rations that need to be bumped up. So that drinking water is going to be added, and here we go. Perfect. Over here in our materials plant, we are running low on production. We have 3 hours left to pick something. Okay, so before we actually pick a product, let's put that there so we can keep an eye on it. Let's look at our sales, no, our market. And over here we've got our previous sales. So let's get rid of the buy order I just placed. And these are all our sales in the last 24 hours. I put a load of stuff up, and then we went away. Some of it sold, some of it didn't. So let's see what we've got. The sealant sold. At 190 each. That was a nice big chunk of money there, so we definitely want to make some more sealant. If I have a pen around here, I can make a note of that so we know what we're making. I apparently don't. Oh, there it is. So we're going to be wanting to make some sealant. SEA. We'll make one batch of that. So that sold. Oh, that did sell. It took a while to sell, but it made a decent amount of profit, so we'll definitely make some sealant. The BD is a standard part of our sale process, no problem there. Same with the BD there. The MCG did sell. It's always a good seller. So we'll put that on the maybe pile. But also we can use it for production. MCG. Drinking water sold pretty quickly actually, so drinking water's good to sell the excess of. The overalls also sold pretty quickly, so they're good to get to do. The basic rations sold pretty quickly as well. Any excess in those, we'll just sell them anyway. The iodine hasn't sold at all yet. In fact, let's check the iodine. It's a mineral or an element? What did it come under on the system? Iodine, there we are. It's not selling because we are the cheapest, but no one's buying. So that's iodine's a no-go for now, unless something pops up and we can make some, just keep some in stock. The power tools sold very, very quickly actually. One person dropped in yesterday after I listed them, so they sold pretty quickly. So power tools, definitely want to make some more of those. The exoskeleton suits, we did sell 2. They come under basic consumables, which is interesting because I would have thought there would be a bit more, but exoskeletons, there they are. We are not the cheapest, but whoa, we got a lot of those in stock. But we're going to keep them where they are for now, and if we end up selling them, great. If not, we'll drop the price later on. As long as we don't go below the manufacturing cost. And they were pricey to make. The BDE sold quite happily as well. And the polyethylene, I placed that on the order. It's currently the most expensive, but we don't need to sell it right now. So if we sell it, great. If we don't sell it, not into the world, and we can always drop the price down if we need to sell something. Okay, so far we want to be making sealant, MCG, and power tools. Straight off the bat, that's what we want to be making. So, to make those, what are we going to need material-wise? Let's see. So to make the MCG, we need limestone and silicon oxide, silicon ore. Limestone we've got, so that's great. We can make that immediately. To make the power tools, we need steel, and to make the sealant, we need silicon, PG, and so yeah, we have some PG. We have enough for 1. So it would make sense to actually make at least 1 silicon and 1 sulfur. Let's go see what we have on our market over here. So I need a mineral. Mineral. There we are. Sulfur. You're a bit slow to load today, aren't you, for some reason? They are selling some at 400. We only need 1. With the PG, we could buy. Let's place an order for 2. Also, for reference, we have a bit of cash to play with. We've been making some sales. And I'll show you something else in a moment or two. We want 2 of those at 400 each, weren't they? They were. Boop. Thank you. Bit of a delay there. So we have 2 of those. Now we need 2 silicon. So that comes under elements, I believe. No, it's elements. It's not under minerals. It's an ore. Nope, silicon ore would be an ore. What are you? You're a metal? Considered a metal. I think it's weird that silicon's a metal. Probably is. I've never really thought about it. I just never thought that it's used in computer circuitry because it doesn't conduct electricity. It's used as a pretty decent base, so it's kind of weird that it's a metal. But it probably could be. Ooh, well, that's irritating. All right, let's place an order in the network for it. Let's set 2 at 1400. Yeah. Pop our buy order right in the middle there. Someone can make the profit. They can get us some supply. So we can't make the sealant until we get that. So we have to hold off on that one for now. Okay, so the sealant is in the queue until we can get some silicon up and running. No problem there. The MCG, we just need silicon oxide, which I believe we can actually get. If I go to the right one. I was literally there a moment ago. Ah, electronic systems. Elements. Silicon ore. What? Oh, ores. I must have misclicked before. Silicon ore, there we are. The one is selling that at 300, so we can grab. We need 2 of those for limestone 4. Our limestone right now is 13. We'll be losing a bit of that, probably 2. So if we assume we've got, let's buy 4. We can make 2 little batches of it. You know what? Let's buy. So it's 2 per batch. Let's make 200 units. But if we've got 200 in stock, it's always worth having it around. So 2, 4, 6, 8 units at 300. Thank you. There's a bit of a delay on that right now. So we have that made. Now power tools need steel. Now steel's always a bit hard because is it actually around? So where is my steel? Steel, steel, steel. And there's no steel in the network. Okay, so I can't buy steel just yet. So we'll hold off until we can see at least something there. Okay, so we can't make the power tools just yet. We need steel. It might be worth us setting up our own smelter at some point just to convert iron into steel. But right now the only thing we can make is the MCG, and we can make a fair amount of that. So where is our list down here? Sulfur 2, so we've got 8, so we can make 4. I guess I do 4. That one. There we go. We can make 3 now, and I can make the extra one. Let's buy some limestone. Let's make the whole batch, shall we? It's a mineral. LST. It's going pretty cheaply actually. I have bought it cheaper recently as well though. Oh, actually, I was thinking of that. Let's check out a new area. From full name or short name? Let's go full name. From it. That's how you spell it. From it. Yes, I know it's a tutorial. Promoter local market. Is that too big a name? It is too big a name. Okay, so we'll just call it Promoter LM. Boop. Thank you. Right, so an update came out to the game. Just minimize you and you for a moment. An update came out to the game that brought local markets to the game. So local markets are, if we go to our market here, this is a commodity exchange. If we go over to the map, we can see here there's the entire universe. It's amazing. Loads of planets and everything, loads of things happening. Not quite sure why you're highlighted, but sure. In each of these squares is a commodity center. So we can go into the prompter one here, click on that, and we can see all the goods are for sale. We can go to, say, minerals, pick a product from the list, and we see who's selling, who's buying it, set our own price. Now, that's great, but what if we wanted more than's available? Or what if we had a deal with someone and said, hey, I'll sell you some of this a bit at this price, or we'll do a trade and I can, you get deals done. That's great, but then when you come to make the deal and you find that the price is the buy price is so high that you can't get your deal through, so it kind of messes with you a little bit. Yes. So, also, what if you're on this planet over here and you want to buy something? Do you have to go all the way to there to buy and then come all the way back again? What if someone's passing by who actually has the same goods? So rather than everyone having to travel to the commodity markets, you can now set up contracts called local markets, and people can then accept the order and come. So let's have a look at the system right now for local markets, how it differs from this system here, because I've been playing with it this morning. So if we go to Prompter Local Market, which I really do need to move up into number 5. So it goes up with the markets, there it is. But all the local markets in number 5. These I'm going to separate out in a moment or two. Maybe next episode we'll split those out to be more each production tab wise. Okay, in here we only need a buffer for LMO, which will give us our local market ads. There's all the adverts for the planet we're on right now. These are our ads, the ones we've accepted, the ones we've done deals with. So let's split that in 2. Let's pop that about there. And then if we go over here, if we put LM, I don't actually know. Don't actually know the planet notification parameter. What is parameter? Parameter. What's your name? What's your full designation? Full name is CR409E. Thank you. CR-409 Echo. There we go. So that's creating a new commodity, and then here we should also have the local market. Perfect. Actually, can we put you down there, and you can go in there. Ooh, into there. Okay. So this is the local market system. That can come down to there. It doesn't need to be any bigger than that. That's good. It's got all of our stuff in there. Here. Perfect. Okay. So here is how the local market works. And I might end up swapping these two around depending on which is the longest. Actually, that does look like it's going to stay short, doesn't it? You know what? Let's do that. Can I just pop you a low one, bring you down to there, you across there, delete that one. Yeah, that works better. Okay, so here's how local market works. You come along here, and if you want to buy something, you look down this list. This person here is buying nylon fabric at 8,600. That 8,600 is the total price, not the per unit price. So you have to do your own calculations at that point. We don't have any nylon fabric, so we can't sell them that. This person selling buying Interfoam for 4,400. We don't have any of that, so we can't sell it. So we can't fulfill those contracts anyway. But on top of that, if we had some, we could go, hey, I can do that, I can deliver that. And since we're already on Prometheus, we don't have to worry about moving out. Here we go. This person is selling 10 caffeinated beans for 790. Now, 10 caffeinated beans. The question really is, isn't that really worth it? So you take your where are we? Your 7,900, divide that by 10, which will give you 750. So each caffeinated bean is 750. What can you do with a caffeinated bean? Well, then you need to figure that out yourself. Clicking on the order though, you can see the person selling, where they're selling it, who it is, and all the information about it, and when they need it by as well. So that's the useful information to see. This person here is selling 20 padded work overalls, 3,700. So again, take the 3,700, divide by 20. That's your per unit price. If the price is good, buy it. If it's not, ignore it. And magnetite. So this is great for I want to sell something, but I don't want to put it on the open market. Now I can't really think of a reason why you do that on a big network like this, on a planet with exchange. But definitely buying something. Say I want to buy something at a lower price than the market will allow, but I'm buying bulk. So I'll buy 50, I'll buy 100, I'll buy whatever, 20 if it's a really high product. Of this, I would pay this value for it. It's lower than the going price, but it's in bulk, so you can sell a lot of it now. So it's a great way of setting up little deals. As you can see over here, these are deals that I've already got in place. So as I've accepted to supply, we were doing some tests with Hyperion, which is run by Prosperous. Okay, so rating subscore, activity E, reliability P, and stability C. Excellent. So this one is how likely the company is to handle respond to your request. Nice. How reliable the company is being fulfilling contractual obligations. Good. And how stable the company is. So you can actually see a company's reputation. Everybody starts off at P, and then you work up or down from there. So that is great. Now, we've been doing some tests here, and you can see that I sold some drinking water and some overalls, and we can actually delete those now. Because if we actually look at the contracts, click, you see that payment was made and goods were delivered. Both were fulfilled. So we can actually delete those. You confuse me, but yes, I'm going to delete them. Okay, I want to refresh this page just in the off chance that that's just doesn't refresh properly. Nope, they're there forever. They can't be deleted. Fine. Okay, so up here in our own ads, where we actually we're buying. We bought some 13 limestone, and if you can see over here that payment was made and the product was actually delivered. Great. You can see here we also bought 20. First, we bought 36 polygranulate. Again, payment made and the product was delivered. Great. And then there's this one here. Now this one gets to show you a step. I'm now buying 20 more limestone at 400. Now I know that that's going to be delivered in around 20 hours time, so I don't need to buy any more limestone like I was going to do. Do I still have a buffer down there? Yeah, so we're going to get set here to make up. We're going to make up some MCG, and we're going to get. We have limestone and we have silicon. Our problem was when I went to make that, it said we run out of limestone. Now I know we're going to get 20 limestone in about 20 hours, so we don't need to worry about that as long as we don't wait. As long as we do other stuff in the meantime. But this contract is different because I haven't actually finished this contract yet. I want to show it to you how it works. So when you put this screen up here, this screen you bring up by bringing a new buffer and doing LMOS. So it's local market order system. I'm going to go with, So that brings up your orders that you've accepted. Big computer. That brings up your orders that you've accepted. So the whole thing starts, you start off, get your order list here, the ones you've accepted, and then you can go into the individual market. To get to these the long way around, I'll show that in a second, but for starting point, it's local market, then the planet name, and it only works if the planet has had a local market made. So currently I believe the only market with the only planet with a local market right now is Prometer, but others will pop up pretty quickly once they're ready. Anyway, so the way you do this the long way around is you start off by going to your planet. Just bring that list up, there we go. So you start on your planet, and you go to your planetary projects. Here you can see the global commons, which is your the operational stuff here, which shows build materials. If you want to build a chamber of commerce, and you've got the local market there, you've got your projects for actually building stuff. We're actually running short on that one. Maybe we'll drop some MCG in there later on. I did a big chunk of PE earlier. So anyway, regardless of that one we can go back to in a later time. On the planet itself, when you get this screen, local market's right there. Click on details. If it's being built, it's done. If it's not being built, then you can add to it and build it. You can see here who actually submitted to building it, which is great. You can see who actually built the local market. Once you're here, you've got access to the local market itself, which will bring up that screen, which is one I would pin, which I pinned here. Get rid of that. You can bring up your other planetary projects, but that's the one we care about, is the local market right there. Okay. Once you've got your local market, you can see what's been offered on that planet, which is really useful to see what is available there when you're doing your tests. You can pick a project and then press accept if you want the job. And once you accept the job, it's done, it's in, and you have to then decide whether you're going to supply the goods or pay the money, whichever it is. If you want to put a job in place, you press post ad, it'll bring up this screen. You then choose if I'm buying or selling a product. Enter its product name in there. So let's say I want to sell some of my BDE. We put BDE in there, click on the BDE, done. You put in there, oh, I'm going to sell 20 of them. Well, I'm going to buy in this case, 20 of them. I'm going to use the ACI currency, or even ICA, that's an option as well. Then the total price, how much you're willing to pay for the whole lot. Now, I'm not going to buy anything, but you'd say something, well, 20 of those, they're worth about 1,000 each, so I'll pay 18,000 for the whole lot. It's a bit shorter than a normal market price at 1,000 each, but maybe somebody will sell me 20 of them, you know. And you set a price that's reasonable between you and the other person. If you're doing a direct deal, if not, you just put them there and hope someone will deal with it. How long before you need the product? How many systems, star system, planetary systems away? This can be seen. This, I'm assuming that's what it means. It just says to have visibility, really. And it tells you it's going to cost me 105 just to place the advert. So you have to make sure it's worth doing an advert. And finally, you pick here what rank rating I want people to buy. So everyone's pending right now, so it doesn't make any sense changing it. But later on, you can turn around and say, actually, I need it, but I only want to deal with people that are a C rating or above. I don't want to deal with the people that are unreliable, the ones that take the money but don't deliver the goods, or the ones that get the goods but never pay the money. That kind of behaviour. So you get to choose all of that there. Put that back to pending, and let's also get rid of all this so I don't accidentally place an order for 20 BDEs. There we go. So that's how you set one of them up. When you've done that, you just hit the button post, and it will post the. There we go. It'll then post the ad. It'll appear in this list here, and then someone can buy it. Well, supply it or buy it, your choice. So let's show you what happens when you've done that. So this one here, once you've accepted or a contract, it'll appear in this list here. So ones you've accepted yourself appear here. Ones that you've placed and other people have accepted will appear here. Then you click on the contract ID, and you'll have this box up here. Here you'll have who the person is you're dealing with, the status of the order. As you can see, it's closed because it's been accepted, so now we're both in this contract. It's got 2 days, 12 hours left on it, and I know this 20 limestone is going to come in about 20 hours time. Now I've got two choices. I can sit and wait for the goods to be delivered and then pay, or I can pay first and then hope the goods get delivered. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click the fulfill here. Now if we bring up my bank balance, you see we have 9,500 in. If I hit fulfill, you see my balance has gone down. So we've made the payment, and the contract has now gone from there as well. So that's good. We've now made the payment. Hyperion Industries now has the money, and if they're waiting on that money to start production, maybe it's a custom order, they can now buy resources and make that product for us and then deliver it. If, however, it's something they're shipping in or they're producing normally, they've now received the money, and once they've got the goods ready, they've no worry about just sending it over. Unfortunately, right now I don't have any orders to show you sending goods, but it's very similar. If you have a ship at the planet with the goods, or if it's on a planet you actually produce on, the button for fulfill will just be there. You press that, it'll transfer the goods from you to them. That's it, done. So from this point of view, we're done. We don't need to come back here unless we need to check to see if it's been delivered. But we'll get a message about that in the notes up here anyway. Do we have any notes up here to show it? Yeah. Boop, you see there the ad for 36 polygranule was fulfilled. So you can see you do get a notification about the order being fulfilled and everything else. So great. That's the local markets in a nutshell. So whenever you do this, you're going to need, I mean, you don't need this screen. This one comes up when you press that button anyway. But you're going to need a market to look at. And you're going to need, actually I'm going to get rid of that because it's too dangerous for me to actually place an order now. So just press that to place an order. So you've got your market and you've got your orders. If you want to have another planet on there, I'd recommend putting it down here. Have 2 or 3 planets in this list and 1 of my active orders listed there. And that's the whole local market thing. Okay, so we are done with the local markets. The last thing for today, this is going to run a little bit long, but there was a big of a tutorial in the middle of this episode, so the last thing we're going to do today is we're going to go to our flight screen. I'm going to bring out all of our materials here that I've been storing on the ship so I don't accidentally sell them. Put them into storage, and we can now build a new habitat, and we should also have enough material to build a second rig because we're running a bit close on the water. So we need a pioneer hab, build one of them, and open resources, we should have enough to build a rig. Perfect. Now we've increased our consumption, so we do need to increase from 120 water and rations to something else. I'll do the calculations on that later, make sure we don't go below 10. But there we go, and we're good on overall right now. So now if we go over to our production tab, we're now producing 2 water processings at a time instead of 1. So what I can do is I can say that one there, don't do 1 day 2 hours worth, do 1 massive order and a 1 day 2 order, like that. So what basically happens is when that one completes, then 11 hours, the big order starts up, and then when that one completes, that one will just go bloop into the spot. So we can have one, if you do it right, we have 1 big order being produced all the time, and 1 smaller order. The smaller order can supply these, and the big order can then just flood our stores with water. Interesting wording. And we'll end up with a big supply. And eventually we're able to run both of these on big orders rather than smaller orders, which would be better because we don't have to come back to us often, but it does mean that we end up with a bigger supply of water for doing projects with. And also, if we get enough, we can start selling the water or even shipping it out to other planets, so it gives us a bit more flexibility there. Over here on the van, we still need to put this order over here because we only have 2 hours left. So let's get the MCG up and running. We can do 3, I think it was, for now. There we go. Boop. Get me those, and we should have enough to do the other one. Probably just in time. I'll place the order in, but if it doesn't arrive in time, I'll put somebody else there, and hopefully we can get ourselves some of the other materials in before we need to do anything else. Okay, I think we're good for now. I'll just keep maintaining the orders and we see we're going. We don't need these 2 anymore, so you can go away and you can go away. And I do want to put that split back in there because I do actually like having that split roughly there, just to put me to put buildings in when we're constructing stuff. Okay, so I think we're all good for now. You can see here we're making our raw cotton, which is going to be used to make some PWO. Pretty sure PWO we're making with that. Then we're making our stuff there for another 120 rations. Then more RCO. So we've got a bit of a flow going now. Anyway, let me know what you thought of the episode as a whole, especially the new local market system. What do you think of that as a concept? But until next time, comments in the comments. Thanks for watching. Ooh, someone's buying something new. So pop in. Someone wants to buy some insert. Oh, nice. Thanks for watching, and I will see you all next time. Bye.